Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to WhatMap, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. So today's map, it reminds me of when you go to the bar and you pick up somebody at the bar and they look stunning. They look really nice. And then you get them home and you take the clothes off and suddenly they're not so attractive anymore. Do you know what I mean? This is one of those maps. It's actually a really good looking map. Just the more that we undress it, the less good looking it gets. Sorry about that visual, ladies and gentlemen. Let's crack on with a daily reminder. Yeah, well. That's right, hit the like button, really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day. So thank you very much for your support. Today's map is Nightthorn by Angel 2208. I wonder what their birthday is. Do you reckon? Possibly. Okay, there's your start square. Start square looks okay. A little bit to the bottom edge, I would say, of the square, but it's okay. Then resources look a little bit like painting to me, but definitely, possibly the exception of the ore, definitely very usable. And then off to the workshop. What do we need? Well, the network extensions 2 are in play. The generic tree pack are required. We're using the not so rocky map theme and the realistic 1.2 LUT today. It does say beware the terrain is not very flat, which is quite obvious really when you look at it. There's hills and stuff going on. Let's start off with this first intersection, which is perfectly fine. It's a little bit glitchy, which I'll show you in a moment, but got a good height on the bridge, not too steep on the down ramps, a little bit of glitching where it comes back down to ground, but it's not horrendous. We've seen a lot worse than that in real life, nonetheless. Now, if we head down here, if you look at the street lamps, we've got them on the inside, and I thought, in my infinite wisdom, that we got these roads on backwards. I didn't realise this. I know with the 3-lane highways, the street lamps are on the right-hand side, on the outside. 2-lane highways, they appear to be on the left-hand side, which is odd. Because look at this, you see, there's nothing wrong with all that. It's all right-hand drive, no problems at all. So today I have learnt something. I'll probably have forgotten it by tomorrow, but today I have learnt something. I go back to, there you go, look, see, the street lights on the outside again. There you go. Anyway, we've got an elevated section here which allows the water to run off of the mountain. I will point out that the rail doesn't do the same. So if anything, at that point there is a minor detailing error where it would be nice if the rail had been elevated to allow the water to run off. Got another elevated section to allow the water to run off the mountains here. This is what is known as, a technical term is a bridge. A bridge. Say it with me. A bridge. Well done. We're all learning today. Back down to ground level and heading towards the main intersection. If it's not the start square intersection, we are pretty close to it. I think you'll agree this is the main intersection. It brings the traffic in from all 3 directions that we have going for us. There you go, 1 turbine going on there. Now, some minor problems with this, very minor stuff. For a start, we have a street light clipping over here, actually in the highway itself. And then if we go on the opposite side, we've got a matching one on this side that doesn't quite hit the highway, but it's still clipping through. So there's a minor detailing flaw there. Now, I would say, where's this highway supposed to go here? Because it's not very enticing to build out this way with a highway. Maybe bring it down to a national road or something. But I would suggest that doesn't require a highway connection at all in that direction. Okay, now if we come back down here, yeah, I would have chosen a different intersection for that particular point, not the one that we've gone with, although it's a very nice one. A little bit of a detailing glitch here. Well, we've got elevated ground section here, and an elevated section here, an embanked ground section. There we go, we're going with that. They could have been parallel with each other. I think it would have looked tidier. Wouldn't have made any difference, but it would look tidier. This intersection looks a little bit too clunky for me. There's lots of minor issues here, like lots of crosswalks where you don't really want crosswalks. If I show you, if we're coming out of the start square and we drive up the road, so we're on the right hand side here, right hand drive, so we head up towards here, and then we want to turn left onto the highway. So we're going to take the left turn here and go across the bridge, so up and over the bridge, which is, the bridge is fine, there's no pillars causing any problems there, a clipping street lamp, but not a big problem. When we get to the end here, we have to turn a really sharp left to get back down and onto the highway. So for me, that is that's a minor issue that could cause some major traffic problems later. And then if we head down here, we may notice some what are these called? Assets. Lovely. This is Barre, Lyon, France by lansMosta, and that is Lans, not Ian's. It's definitely an L. And factoids, by the way, these are nice. We obviously got one with the coloured fascias and one with the grey fascia. I would always go grey because I'm going grey. Factoid, because factoid. In 1850, Henry Wells and William Fargo started a business and they called it American Express. 2 years later, they changed the name to Wells Fargo. Retrospect is probably a damned thing, isn't it? There we go. Anyway, Barre, Lyon, France by lansMosta. And he said Ian's Mosta. lansMosta. I like this. I think that looks really, really very nice indeed. Might even use it. But not today. Well, I did use it today for the review, so that's a lie. This little bit of road here that sticks down towards the coast, I'm not sure what we're supposed to do with this, not sure where it's supposed to go, especially because we have this terrain that just like dips away, so we've got to come down to a lower level to make that work. I just delete that. I'd get rid of that. I wouldn't have bothered with that bit. It'd be gone. Doesn't exist in my world. Now, tunnels look really good indeed. See the way we've got a cutting into the tunnels here, and it goes underground quite some way, emerges all the way here, and again emerges nice and flat out of the ground. Really liking that work. And then we head off into the fog across a river that we're not even going to look at. That river, I don't know, that river doesn't really add too much. It adds a wee something, but not much. I wouldn't fret about it. You won't be using it. You won't be looking at it today. Now, there's a national road coming in from what I'm going to call the north. From behind us is probably more accurate. And I don't mind it. I don't mind it. It looks very busy. But I do particularly like the way that it goes through the hills. It reminds me somewhat of the road that crosses, I don't remember which one, it's the A something. That doesn't narrow it down much, but it goes across the Pennines between Lancashire and Yorkshire in England. Haven't driven it in a long time because it's way too far from me. It'd take me about 7 hours to drive there just to get to the road. But I do like the way it crosses across the top of the hills there. It does remind me of that location in the United Kingdom. And then we head back down in towards the valley, and there's one little problem coming up. Just a little one, easily fixed, but you notice here we've got a lot of backup of traffic, and this is caused by the steepness of this turn in the national road. The vehicle's having to slow right down to navigate this corner, and that is causing a little bit of a tailback. Not a huge list of problems, easy to fix, but it's not fixed here, so I have to point it out. Just I don't want you grabbing the map and then finding that it doesn't work for you, and I didn't warn you. Down here we've got it joins back up with the turbine, and that's pretty fine. Quite happy with that. Now we're going to do a quick flyby on the rail. Not too much to see, but just check the lines. There are a couple of issues. Well, one major issue and then a few minor issues. So lots of issues. Okay, lots of issues. This one just heads off to the edge of the map that way. You can't get down to the start square. I mean, you can go right the way up alongside the river, but you can't get down to the start square this way unless you back up, which of course we know the trains don't do in the Cities Skylines. So we follow the rail along, And the rail will take us to the start square because it's nice like that, like here. But look, we've got exactly the same. We've got a junction here that you cannot access the start square from that way. So you can only actually access the start square from the rail that goes from what I'm going to call the north, which is weird. But they're not the biggest problems. This for me is the biggest problem, switching on the terrain lines. Now, we want to keep the rail relatively flat. Trains don't like steep gradients. They can handle a certain amount. And of course, we can use a little bit of... we can allow for the game, okay? We can just pretend. We don't want to see a rail line going straight up the side of a mountain because that looks stupid. But it won't affect the trains. And here, look how flat this is. This is really nicely done. And if it's like this all the way across the map, we will be very happy indeed. Except for here, we've now got the terrain lines and we are climbing quite steeply at that location. If it was the only point on the entire map, we could let it go. But here, we are now going flat here, flattish here, flattish here. And wait for it, down the hill we go. Oh boy, are we going down the hill. Look at those lines. They're going like mad, like Billy-O. We get to the bottom here, and I know we can't take a left here. I know we can't, but we're going to because I need to show you. I need to show you. So if we're going this way, now we're going down to the start square. Look at these. Look how steep these are. These are 1 meter changes. That is super steep. And then when you get underneath the highway and to the terminus, look how steep that is. Train starting from a stationary speed, climbing up that, it depends. Now, if you don't care about gradients, if you look and go, no, it looks okay, it's an eyeball thing, it's fine, looks fine to me, then that's great, go with it. Accepting that this, they do say in the description, it isn't a flat map. It really isn't a flat map. But if you prefer the trains to be realistic, this isn't one for you. They could have been done better. Would have taken a while, choosing the right path, whatever. And you can see there are places on the routes that are flat. So there are places where I feel that they have actually worked it out and then gone, oh, hang on, this has got a bit tough. It's a bit too tough for me, I reckon. Anyway, that's my opinion. I don't have a huge issue with it, but it is an issue. And I'm pointing it out. There we are. Anyway, we're heading towards the fog, which means it's time for an intermission. We can come back and check out some rather nice shipping routes. And I'm not joking.
Do you have trouble knowing how to start a new city? Do you need to return to the absolute basics just this once? Don't worry, I won't tell. Then you need BonBonB's Beginner's Guide to Your First City. Click the information button now.
And so back to Nightthorn by Angel 2208. And the shipping route, we've got one main shipping route that runs the length of the map, and then we have one that comes into the bay here with all of the curves. Second one that comes into the bay here, and the third one that goes into the bay there. I would say that's good work. We've also got air routes as well with all the curves as well, and look at the way that it circles, absolutely circles around. I'm quite happy with that, you know. I think that would work absolutely fine. No steeply banking aeroplanes mid-air. Very good work, Angel. Very nice work indeed. But what about the water flow? Well, the only place that really matters is the start square. And, well, there's nothing. There's no water flow at all there. And the water only just encroaches into the start square there. So I'm going to suggest that there may be, unless you're using custom assets, always, if you're using custom assets, ignore everything that I say in these map reviews. If you're using custom assets, that might be a problem. I showed you the river, but the river is too far away from the start square to be of any major concern. The forests look okay. In fact, the tree placements across the map is one of the things that makes the map so stunningly beautiful. Loving the ridges as well. The ridges look really good, and the tree placements are just totally believable. I'm completely sold. Now, I feel that the map was one of those maps that they tried to cram so much in, there just wasn't enough space. Like, we've got this lovely ridge here and the valley, and then the next ridge next to it is really straight because there's not too much room to do anything else with that said ridge. And then we've got a ridge over here and a ridge over there and a valley over there, which means that the only place you could squeeze in the river is here. Now, my grumble is the river is very straight. Rivers don't tend to be very straight. They tend to meander. Even in a valley like this, they would meander a little bit. This is almost canal straight. It's also a little bit gloopy. Not too bad up here, but you'll see down here, part of the gloopiness is caused by the vanilla rocks, which aren't particularly water friendly, and part of it is by the terrain work underneath, where there is a lot of dropping, and you'll see. We'll stick some terrain lines on in a moment, and you'll see that yeah, it's not entirely flat and smooth under there, which is what is causing a lot of this gloopiness. And then enhance, like there, we've got a real dip away as well. If you're looking for rapids, that is kind of a way of doing them. I'm not sure that I'm buying those as rapids, and I'm not sure I'm buying that as a fast flowing. It just doesn't look real. Compare that with the hills and the forests. We've got by the water source. I'll show you this. It's off in the fog. It's a little lake. It's fine. You won't be seeing it while you're building. It's just up there and out of the way. No problem with that. So yes, we not done. Oh, we haven't looked at any detail. Let's have a look at some detailing. We've got a little bit of detailing on here. Like we've got an essential lighthouse over here, which appears to be mostly accessible by boat. That's fine. You can actually get to it via land, but it's by boat mostly. And there is another essential lighthouse over here. Yeah, this peninsula over here. Location for these are spot on, definitely. This one definitely accessible by boat. The third one is not accessible by boat. Well, it is. It is. You just can't get straight onto the lighthouse by boat. Because look, there we go. You will need to bring your own ladder, and you will need to walk cross country for about 4 miles to get to it. So what do you think of this map? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. It does look very nice though, admit it. Do you know what? It looks so nice. My instinct is to give it 4 stars. I'm going to give it 4. The river does let it down, but overall I think it's just about a 4-star map, yeah. Detailing. There's some really nice detailing in here, and there are some bits that let it down. It doesn't let it down so much that it's going to drop to 2 stars. So it's a high middly 3-star map. High middly. Average, you're saying? Yeah, you'll go average. Then you've got gameplay potential. That water flow is going to be a big problem, and if you're after the detailing, the accuracy of the railroad is a big problem. Building it is a tough map to build on as well. I think because of the water flow, I can't go above 2 stars, because if you're playing vanilla, this is going to break the game. But if you're playing with custom, 3-star, maybe even 4. Nightthorn by Angel2208 is today's map. And as I said at the beginning, it looks really nice. You take the clothes off of it and you're starting to question. I think the answer is you would stay with this map if you were truly in love. Yeah? Yeah. If you're just here for the hanky-panky, move along, ladies and gentlemen. Join me tomorrow for some more hanky-panky with a different map. There is a map with some very nice hanky-panky on the screen now from over a year ago. So if you want to go and check that one out, please do. And I'll see you tomorrow for another map in the What's Map series.